Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Joni Young if you're new. Today I'm going to show you guys, or I should say demonstrate, another one of my intuitive paintings. Feel free to paint along if you like. So I hope you guys enjoy this one. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. It's free, of course, and give this video a like, leave a comment below. I always love hearing from you guys. So let's get started. We're using the following colors: Mars Black and Titanium White. You can use any black or white that you want. It doesn't have to be these specific shades. And I'm going to just start the painting with one of my filbert brushes. I've got number 16 here. You can use one smaller or larger too if you like. And to begin, I'm going to take a little bit of black and water on my brush. A little bit of water really helps the paint flow. So I'm just going to start. I'm kind of inclined to pull in an arch and sweep up this way. So I'm going to go with that, and right away I'm feeling a path. I love my paths. I love those paintings that really pull you in to the scene, invite you in, and you kind of can escape. I'm just going to pull and slide my brush side to side like this. Long, dramatic sweeping strokes as we come out close to the far left. And then I feel like I just want to bring this over a little bit on this side. I never know where these intuitive paintings are going to take me. And if you're ever kind of bored and don't know what to paint, this is something that's really fun. Just kind of let go and let the paintbrush guide you. And I'm just continuing here with this round shape. I like creating these worlds within worlds. And I think I'll just, with a clean brush, take some white now and maybe add a moon or a sun here. I'm not sure yet. We'll see where the landscape takes me. And I'm just going to go around continuously, around and around, making it bigger and bigger. Because I have water on my brush, this is going to dry. Got a little water droplet in there. This will dry a little bit darker. So I'm going to come back in with another coat of white right here where I want it to be the brightest. And it's still wet there, so I'll come back again after and make it nice and bright again. I'm going to catch the edge and then continuously go around and around and around. You can go clockwise, counterclockwise, doesn't matter. I kind of do both. Okay, now I think I want to add some clouds in here. So I'm going to create these little scoops like this. They almost look like they could be birds. And they can overlap, and then I want it to get wider as it comes out over this frame here, this circle. And then you can kind of just soften and blend out what's left in your brush. I'm going to work a little bit of this gray or bit of black here that's still wet into the clouds. And then back into the white. So I'll have these little scoops, so it gets smaller and smaller, create that effect of far away and then coming out towards the foreground, so it's getting bigger and bigger. A little water droplet in there, but that's okay. Come in over top with a little bit of black. I'm going to switch brushes now. I'm going to use one of these fan brushes. This is a number 5. And I'm going to get some water, some black, a little bit of white in there, like a dark charcoaly gray color. I think I might have a little bit too much water on here. Let's just see. And I think I'm just going to, from right here, I'm going to line my brush up, pull and sweep. I need even a little bit more water and some white. So let's try that again. Pull, sweep. And then I'll come in from this side. And I'll do the same thing. Just love the process of this type of painting. It's so fun and relaxing. A little bit more water and white. Pull gently and flick. And I don't know, maybe we'll have a reflection down here, I'm not sure. I just trusting my instincts. I'm just kind of enjoying the process of these brush strokes. Okay, then I want to take a little bit of black. I'm just going to wiggle my brush and get it, work it on the tip of my brush here. And then I'm just going to tap. Tap, tap, tap. Tap, tap, tap. I'll pull and drop a little bit again. And pull some shadows down in here. Get a little bit of water and that gray on there. That'll just help prevent it from looking too dry. Okay, I'm going to use my oval 1-inch mop brush. This is by Princeton, if you're curious. And what I want to do is just take some, I'm going to go into both black and the darkest gray that I've got there and just tap, tap, tap lightly. And I'm going to start adding some foliage in here. I'm going partially over the main frame, this circle. Maybe we'll have some hanging branches coming down here. And reaching over. I've been painting lots and lots of these scenes in these orbs or portals or windows, whatever you want to call them. Kind of been doing this for close to 20 years now. I guess it's kind of what I'm drawn to. And if you guys are as well and you'd like to see more, then you're going to want to check out my fantasy playlist. There's quite a bit of different types of fantasy to choose from on there. Lots and lots of color and a good mixture of black and white, other limited palettes, not just black and white, but some are blue and white or purple and white, pink and white. I'm going to take a little bit of white now, and I'm just going to start tapping in. Ooh, look at that. I love adding these highlights, black and white. So satisfying. Just, I think it's all the gray, the mid-tones you get in there. It's just so soft. Okay, so I'll add a little bit up here too. But we've got quite a light background, so it won't necessarily show up as well as it does down here. So I hope that's making sense to you guys. I'll just kind of go over that again right now. We've got a light background here. So if I add lots of highlights on top of the dark, it's just gonna get lost in all of that. But here we've got a really dark area to build our highlights from so that you can see the difference in contrast that we get. Okay, I'm gonna just push gently down on this, get it really flat like this, and I can use it as a filbert brush. So I'm just gonna tap a little bit of highlights back here and make this pop out. Now we've got dark here, so I can kind of take advantage of that and add a little bit more highlights. We've got a little bit more black and dark gray under here. I'll add some highlights there, and it really stands out. See, when you concentrate, that's how you know. People will ask me, students will ask me, I don't know where to apply my highlights. Well, let your shadows, your darkest parts, the darkest parts on your painting are where they're going to work the best and stand out the best. Okay, well, I'm just having too much fun with this brush and creating this light and shadow, so I'm going to continue along here. I'm going to narrow this pathway a little bit and have it really kind of veer off this way, and then make it thicker here for that perspective so it feels closer to us, or closer. And then I'll just add a little bit of white to my brush here. It just makes sense that this path would be a little bit wider here and not all of a sudden get really skinny. And I'm just going to fill this in, make it a little bit darker in order for those highlights to stand out. So I'll tap and I'll start applying some highlights here. Now, no matter what level you're at with painting, I always teach my lessons, my videos are for every skill level. So I've always taught beginner classes, and even people that are more advanced pick up something from my class. So you can learn something from all artists. Just when you think that if you think that you know everything and you've been painting for years, there's always something new that you haven't tried and don't know about. All of us artists have different and unique ways of teaching, especially ones like me, people like me that never went to school and we never learned by the books. I had no choice. I was staying at home with my kids, and I really wanted to stay at home with my kids and be a stay-at-home mom. So I didn't really have that option or choice. We didn't have the internet at that time. Gosh, that makes me feel really old. To learn online or go to school. So I really actually just enjoyed the hobby of painting, and it continuously developed into something professional for me. But because I never looked at a book, never got lessons, I taught myself all the techniques, the way that I build paintings up. Because of that, I've got something probably that you haven't learned before or seen before, and maybe it'll be even easier for you, because I like shortcuts wherever I can. I like those little hacks. So I'm hoping that you guys are picking up some great tips today. And let me know in the comments. I love hearing your feedback. And when you guys tell me that, you know, oh, I was never able to paint stairs before, and you make it so easy. So speaking of that, I've got a little flat brush here, and I'm going to throw in a staircase. So this is number 10, and I think even a little bit bigger or smaller will work as well. And I think feeling kind of drawn right over here to add a staircase. So I'm going to go in with my black first, because we've got a light background here. So it makes sense to have dark over the light. So I'm going to start with stairs leading up over here, maybe a bridge, a little bridge right here. We'll go up and over that bridge, and that'll take us somewhere in here. Don't know what's there, but it's kind of mysterious and exciting to not know. Then I'm going to start making these a little bit thicker, spaced out a little bit further. And I like this coming in here, so the direction, I want to have these steps coming down in here. It's really fun and freeing painting fantasy because there's no rules. You know, it doesn't make sense. You don't have to think, oh, well, would there be a staircase there? I can't do that. That doesn't make sense. It doesn't matter. Anything goes with fantasy paintings. Okay, again, I'll make them a little bit thicker. And then I'm going to take white. So it looks like it's pretty light back there, but when I put the white there, you can see that that's black, then gray, and then white. So I'm going to come in right here. And because of the angle it's on a little bit here, we'll just make it, and it's really easy to do this, a slant like this with a flat brush. Okay, so if you're not sure, just start a little line like this, and then pull across and connect them. And then I don't worry too much up here because it should kind of just fade away. We shouldn't be able to see a lot of detail, but you just want it to be smaller and smaller. And then a little bridge. I'm going to use another one of my mop brushes. I'm just going to tap into this black, and I'm just going to come in the side here. Gently add some foliage just to tuck those stairs in there. And then a little bit of white. And just a little bit like this. So I've actually added, because the brush is so big, I'm going to come back in, and if this happens to you and you've actually accidentally added a little bit too much of a highlight and you've lost that nice contrast and that kind of impact, then just come back and gently go over with the black until you get the look that you want. I always like to pull and sweep a little of the plants and bushes off on the side and sweep it into the staircase. I like the way that looks. And then a few shadows from the edge like this. And I'll just balance it out a little bit with some white, just so that it doesn't all of a sudden just stop. I want to soften that a little bit. And I'll see if I can add a little bit of white now that this is dry. I'll just twist, push and twist with the white, and it works just great. And then down here, I'll add a little reflection. And then side to side. Just take a little bit of what's left here on my brush and soften. Wipe off all the excess paint so that there's just a little bit, tiny bit left, just enough that I can dry brush this back here and create more of a glow. It'll help to put that in the distance just a little bit more. And then I'll do the same thing, round and round and round, outside of the sun or moon, whatever it is. Okay, I think I'm gonna throw in some fir trees or some type of tree back there, and you can use a fan brush, but if you've been watching my channel for a while, I always mention that I like the control that I have better using a filbert brush. So that's why I'm going to be using a filbert brush right now, but feel free to use a fan brush if you like. And if you've never seen trees like this being painted before with a filbert brush, you're going to enjoy this process. So this is a number 12. I'm going to take some black and I'm just going to pull a little line up here. Need a little bit of water on my brush to help loosen that black up. And just add another little line in there. I'm going to tap gently, little baby branches on the top, leave a few spaces. So see how delicate you can make them look by using a brush like this. I think that fan brushes are a little bit harder to control, especially on a smaller canvas and in a smaller confined space like this. Again, I'm getting a bit of water, working out that black paint. I'm gonna add, I'll add another little tree right in here. And push and tap. And let's have one here. Maybe this one will be leaning. I love leaning trees. I think they add a lot of mood and character to a painting and a setting. It's those leaning trees when I'm out in the forest and hiking. It's those ones that I'm drawn to and make the best pictures. Okay, I'm gonna keep going here. This is fun. Hope you guys are having fun watching. And I'll add another one here. I don't want to have a pattern, so I see right now I've got 3 on either side. I don't want that, so I want to change it up a little bit, and I think I'll add another one right here so that I break that little pattern up. I've left an area right here because I thought it would be pretty to have a little bit of some water in here and then maybe drop down into maybe a little waterfall. We'll see. I don't know if that makes sense with this bridge here, but I'm gonna go over, or under I should say. A little bit of black here, and then I'll take a little bit of white right away, and then maybe I'll just pull and drop a little waterfall right in there, and maybe right here we'll have a little river or a little something, a little body of water that is dropping down into this one. have a few areas here. These little waterfalls, it's so pretty. Waterfalls are always a good addition to a painting in my books. Can't go wrong. So you can just add as many layers as you want. Little tiers of waterfalls. Kind of wiggle my brush to get it fanned out. And then maybe we'll just have one bigger one right here. Take a little bit of white on my brush. I'm going to bring this up a bit higher. Just add a cute little bridge here. And I think I'm going to add a few more clouds. Create a little bit more mood. A bit of water on my brush, some more white. I've got a little bit of gray left in my brush too, but for the most part I'm using mostly white. I'm going to make some bigger scoops here. There's that gray coming out, which is kind of cool because right there I need it more because it's so light back there that I need more of the gray in order for my little clouds to stand out, little scoops. I think I want to add a highlight on these trees too. I don't know if it's snow. I just feel like I want to do that, so I'm going to just tap, tap, tap. And I think this brush is just a little bit too saturated and wet, so I'm going to switch over to another one. I've got this one here. It's a bit smaller, and it's a bit, it's older, and it's a little bit more split apart, but I think I prefer this for adding the highlights on here. Look, yeah, it just gives it a little bit more texture. Kind of does look like it could be snow. It doesn't matter to me what it is. I just know that I, for some reason, intuitively need to add this. So don't always try to make sense of why you have an idea and what you're painting. If that idea comes to you, trust it. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit on this side. Those little baby ones, so just a little bit less pressure. If you start to lose the shape along the way, just go back, push gently and wiggle, and you'll be able to gain control again and get that nice shape. Take just a little bit of white here. And a few more levels. Waterfalls. Well, I think this painting's done. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch this video, and have a wonderful day. Happy painting. I'll see you soon in my next video, everybody. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye.